Good morning children, welcome to the class. Today I am going to take the class for 7th standard. The subject is economics. Here we are going to study about tax and its importance. Before going to the lesson, once again just we will see that what are the learning objectives in this lesson. Now first we are going to study about the taxation, principles of taxation and its types. Next we are going to study about the importance of tax and its types. Next we are going to see about that is to gain knowledge of the need and for tax and people's welfare. So these are the things we are going to study. First of all, we will see why. That means what is meant by tax. Define tax. Taxes are defined as a compulsory contribution from a person to the government to defray the expenses incurred in the common interest of all without reference to special benefits conferred. Why these taxes are imposed? Everybody is obliged by law to pay taxes. Total tax money goes to government. Appointed government decides that how are taxes being spent and how the budget is organized. Okay, now we will see taxation types. There are 4 types of taxations: proportional tax, progressive tax, regressive tax and degressive tax. Now we will see the importance of tax. It is divided into 3, that is health, education and governance. Next we will see the types of tax. We will see that is direct tax and indirect tax. First we will see the direct tax. A direct tax is the tax whose burden is directly borne by the person on whom it is imposed. That is, its burden cannot be shifted to others. That is direct tax. Indirect tax, when inability to pay a tax is on one person and the burden of that tax shifts on some other person, this type of tax is called an indirect tax. Now we will see the tax service. That is a note about gift tax and service tax. First we will see the gift tax. Gift tax is paid to the government by the recipient of gift depending on value of gift. Service tax is raised on provision of service. This tax is collected from the service of recipients and paid to the central government. Now we will see goods and service tax. Goods and service tax is a kind of tax imposed on sale, manufacturing and usage of goods and services. This tax is applied on services and goods at a national level with a purpose of achieving overall economic growth. Now we will see the distinguish between that is the direct and indirect tax. Burden cannot be shifted by taxpayers in the direct tax. Tax is imposed on personal income and corporate income in the direct tax. Direct tax has no inflation pressure. The impact and incidents are the same in case of direct tax. Direct tax is less elastic. Now we will see indirect tax. Easily be shifted to another person. Taxes imposed imposed on various goods and services. This tax has inflation pressure. The impact and incidence are different in case of indirect tax. Indirect tax is more elastic. Direct tax is less elastic. In indirect tax, more elastic. Now we will see the principles of taxation. First one we will see Canon of Equality. The government should impose tax in such a way that people have to pay according to their ability. Does not mean equal amount of tax, but it means that the burden of a tax must be fair and just. Now next we will see Canon of Certainty. Certainty creates confidence in the taxpayers' cost of collection of tax and increases economic welfare because it tends to avoid all economic waste. Next we will say Canon of Convenience. Tax should be levied and collected in such a manner that provides a maximum of convenience to the taxpayers. Should always keep in view that the taxpayers suffer the least inconvenience in payment of the tax. The last one is Canon of Economy. Minimum possible money should be spent in the collection of tax. Collected amount should be deposited in the government treasury. Now we will see the taxation types. That is proportional tax, already I told, progressive tax, regressive tax and degressive tax. First we will see the proportional tax. Proportional tax is a method where the rate of tax is same regardless size of the income. The tax amount realized will vary in the same proportion at the of income. If the tax rate is 5% on income, Mr. X getting an income of rupees 10,000 will pay. Rupees 50,000, Mr. B will be getting an income. Rupees 5,000 will pay tax of rupees 50. In short, proportional tax leaves the relative financial status of tax persons unchanged. Next we will see progressive taxation. Progressive taxation is a method by which the rate of tax will increase with the increase of income of person. A case of progressive taxation, if a person with rupees 1,000 income per annum pay a tax of 10%, that is rupees 100. A person with an income of rupees 10,000 per annum pays a tax of 25%, that is 2,500. And a person with the income of 1 lakh per annum pay the tax of 50%, that is 50,000. Regressive taxation, it implies that higher the rate of tax for income groups than in the case of higher income groups. It is a very opposite to progressive taxation. Next we will see degressive taxation. It implies that higher of the rate of tax for income groups, that in the case of higher income groups, it is very opposite to progressive taxation. Next we will see degressive taxation. Degressive taxation which are to mildly progressive, hence not very steep, so that high income earners do not make a due sacrifice on the basis of equity, are called degressive. In degressive taxation, a tax may be progressive up to a certain limit. After that, it may be charged at a flat rate. Next, we will see importance of tax. Importance of tax. Taxes are crucial because governments collect this money and use it to finance under the following social projects. First one is health. Without tax, government contributions to the health sector would be impossible. Taxes go to funding health services such as social health care, medical research, social security, etc. Next we will see education. Education could be one of the most deserving recipients of the tax money. Government put a lot of importance in the development of human capital and education is central in this development. Governance. Governance is crucial component in the smooth running of affairs. Poor governance would have far-reaching. Next, good governance ensures that the money collected is utilized in a better way that benefits the citizens of the country. Next, we will see the infrastructure development, transport, housing, etc. Apart from social project, governments also use money collected from taxes to fund sectors that are crucial for the well-being of their citizens, such as security, scientific research, environmental protection, etc. Some of the money is also channeled to fund projects such as pensions, unemployment, benefits, children, etc. Now we will see the direct and indirect tax with some examples. Direct tax is the tax whose burden is directly borne by the person on whom it is imposed, that is, the burden cannot be shifted to others. It is deducted at a source from the income of a person who is taxed. Income tax is a direct tax because the person whose income is taxed is liable to the pay the tax directly to the government and bear the burden of the tax himself. Example: corporation tax, wealth tax, gift tax, estate duty. Now we will see indirect tax. On the other hand, when the liability to pay a tax is on one person and the burden of that tax shift on some other persons, this type of tax is called an indirect. Already we have seen. Indirect tax is a tax whose burden cannot be shifted to others. For example, service taxes, sales tax, etc. Entertainment tax. So now we will see why the need for tax on people welfare. Now we will see elaborately. The levying of tax aims to raise the revenue to fund governing or to alter prices in order to affect demand. Some of these include expenditures on economic infrastructure like transportation, sanitation, public safety, education, health care systems, etc. Military, scientific, that is research, culture and the arts, public works, public insurance, etc. and the operation of government itself. When expenditures exceed tax revenue, a government accumulates debt. A portion of tax may be used to service past debts. Government also use tax to fund welfare and public services. These services can include education systems, pensions for the elderly, unemployment benefit and public transportation. Energy, water and waste management systems are also common public utilities. The purpose of taxation is to maintain the stability of the currency, express public policy regarding the distribution, the of wealth subsiding certain industries or population groups or isolating the cost of certain benefits such as highways or social security. Okay, next we will see corporation tax, wealth tax, tool tax and road tax. Corporation tax is levied on profit of corporation and companies. It is charged on royalties, interest, gains from sale of capital assets located in India, fees for technical service and dividends. Next we will see wealth tax. Wealth tax is imposed on property of individuals depending upon the value of property. The same property will be taxed every year on its current market value. Next we will see tool tax and road tax. Tool tax is a tax you often pay to use and form of infrastructure developed by the government. Example, roads and bridges. The tax amount levied is rather negligible, which is used for maintenance and basic upkeep of a particular project. Okay children, now we will see sales tax or VAT. Exercise duty entertainment tax. Sales tax or VAT. Sales tax is an indirect tax on sale of goods because liability to collect tax is that of shopkeeper, but the burden of that tax falls on the customer. The shopkeeper realizes the tax amount from the customer by including it in the price of the commodity that he sells. Excise duty. Excise duty is paid by the procedure of goods who recovers it from wholesalers and retailers. This tax in India is levied by the central government. Now entertainment tax. The state government charge such tax on every transaction related to entertainment. Some examples are movie tickets, video game, stage shows, exhibition, amusement parks and sports related activities. Okay children, so far we have seen the tax and the types and also its importance. Thank you. We will see in the